Alright guys, what is up? Ryder with Polar Knives and Steel coming at you with an unboxing here. This one is pretty special. I never thought I was going to get a chance to own one of these. So we're just going to go ahead and pop it up. We're using the MBK Monterey Bay Knives slayback, and we're just going to get straight into this one. I've taped everything off, so we should be okay there. And this was part of a trade, so I have not gotten into this at all. I have not looked at the knife. This knife is probably about 6 or 8 years old, at least 2015, if not earlier. Oh man, I'm butchering this hole. I'm trying to do it through the viewfinder. One thing I will say about this MBK is it's nice and sharp, so I'm being extra careful. I'm butchering the box though, so hopefully there wasn't anything goodies in here. That's right, it is 100% taped to the box, so we're just gonna mangle this thing, because you can never be too careful these days. Knife should be. Yeah, see how we're all caught up here. Sorry if this isn't super interesting content. Oh man. So, alright, I know this is not super amusing to watch, but this is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You tape to the inside of the box, makes it harder to lift the knife, which can be a bit of a problem sometimes, you know. And in this community, we spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of effort curating a collection, buying, selling, trading. You always want to make sure that you are taking care of your stuff. And it looks like my white balance might be a little bit high here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down. Oh, yeah. All right, sorry about that. Should be a lot better now. White balance is considerably tuned down, and wow, this thing is watertight. So let's just get into it. Okay, we do have a sheath here. Hopefully I didn't just cut that. You never know. This is a custom. It's a couple years old. You know, sheaths might have come and gone. But it looks like it is Laconico's kind of standard sheath. Now, I did spoil it. It's probably in the name of this video. So what we have here is a Laconico Magnus. This is a knife that I never thought I would actually honestly see. It is quite a rare knife. There's only a couple of them out there, and oh man, it is gorgeous. You know, it's a used knife. It's a little bit older. This was part of a trade, like I said. It's probably D2, so it probably needs some oil. You can see there's some scratches and stuff on there. The clip needs to be tightened down. And this is what, you know, we expect to see with knives that have been carried and used. You know, the guy didn't really say that this was a user, but then again, I'm not entirely surprised. But Laconico, that typical like dark gray finish. Got a Moonglow backspacer. We'll see at the end if I can get a clip of that in there. I'm not really the biggest fan of Moonglow, but yeah. Well, we got some comparisons. I have a couple of other Laconicos. You'll notice that's why we use the Monterey Bay slayback Laconico design. A little bit new school for us here. I don't know the age of this knife, but I know they're about 10. But without further ado, I know you guys are waiting for that open. Okay, not on the first try. Woo, this is about Umnumzon size. Looks like it has been sharpened. Just a classic knife design from Ray. And whew, all right, look at that. I'm watching it in the viewfinder, and man, it is a beast of a knife. It's pretty tanky. There is a smaller size of this. It's the, I believe it's called the Magnus Minor. But let me stay mic'd up here. I'm gonna grab us a couple comparisons. Just hop over to my knife box over here, grab the Umnumzaan. I had my bear. Here, let's walk over to the desk here, guys. Super riveting content, I know. And then I do have one other Laconico design that we'll pull out just for show. I do have another MBK knife, but it's not really applicable here because it is a fixed blade. So first of all, the size comparison that I've been making is the Chris Reeve Umnumzaan. It's just a little bit of a bigger knife. Hopefully that wasn't like water. Come on. All right, here we go. So you can see, same size bracket. These two are very, very similar in size. And the Umnumzaan is one of my favorite knives. See there, it looks a lot bigger, but if we hold them side by side, it is a fair amount bigger than that. If you see butt to butt, man, this is a monster of a knife. Little big for me. I don't have massive hands. I wear about a medium glove, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it already. Ooh. Beauty. And to find one that I would consider rare, Ray's has a very core group of followers, and this is my first knife from him, the Skinny Bear, that Tonto. Ray has a very unique signature sort of design and design style. And you can see that these two are very similar in their handle. Little bit of a difference up front. Now you got to think that I think this predates this by quite a couple of years. And we got one more. This is just a full custom beagle. At the moment of filming this, I'm actually looking to move this guy because I picked up this brand new one. This guy just doesn't get quite as much carry as I would like. It's a sweet little knife, very cool, aggressive design. But again, you know, if I'm going to carry a knife, I'm usually going for a full size. You know, I do like these little ones, but they're not my go-to. Got a pretty sweet lineup on the table here. Very happy with that. And of course, the new jewel here is this guy. Let's get up close on here. Now, one of the things with Ray's early work is he was using D2, and D2 has a propensity to, or a tendency to rust. And it's not the end of the world. Little surface stuff on here, and it looks like we may have a little bit kind of superficial, to be honest. I'd have to double check on the steel on this, but I'm almost positive that it is D2, just because of the era that it comes from. And wow, that is a nice new edge on there. I'm sure that is sharp. I wasn't sure from the videos that he sent me. We'll give this guy a bit of a spa day here, and hopefully it won't need anything else. I've got some Aegis, and we'll put a little bit of KPL on it, knife pivot lube, and get her going nice and good. But holy smokes, man, that is a big knife. I'm a little, you know, the Umnumzaan fits me just a smidge better, right? Comes down there. And that was one thing I was worried about with this guy. It doesn't feel bad. It's just a bigger knife, which isn't always a bad thing, you know, to have some size variation in the collection. You know, my sweet spot is right around with these guys. This is just about perfect for me. It's what I call your mid-size knife. 3.5 inch blade, whereas this is a 4, and this is probably, you know, 4.5, which doesn't sound like that much more, but in the game of knives, it is. So, yeah, beautiful knife. I'd say a very iconic design from Ray, akin to one of his blast flippers. Maybe we can get a screen cap of that on here and show you what a blast looks like. But you know, this signature sort of swedge on this And this is a bigger knife. Like I said, there are only 10 of these made, and I should reach out to Ray and see if you know, the Bear is a derivative of the Magnus. And to be honest, I don't know much about the Magnus because one, I just saw this come up on online and I jumped on it. So I have not seen one of these in a very long time, especially not for sale. So to have one here today is an honor. Very happy with the acquisition so far. We'll give it some carry and some time in the pocket and see how she goes. You know, now that I'm looking at it, it's reminding me of the Blast. Not the Enforcer, not the Blast, the Lancer, for some reason. So I'll need to do some research and just nail down. Like I said, the Magnus is not one that's on my radar typically. I don't even see Bears pop up that often, and this is from 2015, and I think the Magnus predates that by a couple of years at least. Very smooth. Hopefully it doesn't carry like a big knife. It is a little chunkier. Usually we'll see that from earlier works of makers. You know, it might maybe a little chunkier, not as refined. And I think Ray is definitely a refined maker just in his design. But yeah, very, very nice. We'll see how she carries, and you know, I'd like to keep this one around, but if it doesn't carry right, if it's not too big. Still getting familiar. You know, the first impressions with a lot of these guys is going to be different than your final. So yeah. Anyway, guys, this has been Ryder with Polar Knives and Steel. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing here, some size comparisons, and we'll get a full review. I know I say that about a lot of knives, but we're working on a review format right now to get a lot of these guys looked at a little bit more in depth, talk about some of the features that make them special. You know, there's 10 of these guys and they all have different backspacers, and that's how you could keep track of them, and maybe I can find some more information. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like and leave a comment down below with what you'd like to see next. Are you familiar with Ray's work? Do you have maybe one of his Riate, Kaiser, or Mass Drop productions, or MBK? I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what you think. Ray's a friend of mine, and I'm sure he'd love to get some feedback on one of these old school designs. Maybe we can get him to bring it back. If you stayed this long in the video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Gonna try and get more up in the future. And if you do watch this and you happen to have a Laconico Tonto Jasmine, hit me up. I'd love to talk and maybe snag that out of your pocket there. Anyway, thank you. This has been Ryder. Have a great rest of your day, whatever you may be doing, and stay sharp. Bye-bye.